So do you read the labels on your cleaning products? This is a bit of a random question, but it's super important if you want to reduce your exposure to chemicals that could be potentially disrupting your hormones. And this is not specific to your cleaning products. It includes your personal care products, your food, anything that has a label. It is important to get into the habit of reading these labels. And here's why. There are chemicals in the products that we use on a daily basis that could potentially be disrupting our hormones, also known as endocrine disrupting chemicals. And there are a ton of these chemicals out there. So why am I asking you to read your labels? Well, this is the first step when trying to become more aware of how exposed you might be. The fact of the matter is that we are exposed to these chemicals in multiple different ways. We may be using them to clean our homes, they may find their way into our food, we could be applying them onto our skin, onto our hair. We're basically bombarded by a chemical soup on a daily basis without even realizing it. And so it can become quite a daunting thing to overhaul all your products so that you are not getting exposed to these chemicals. But the first step to getting this right is to raise your awareness to just how exposed you may be. And one way that you can do this is by reading the labels. Now, ideally, we want to get to a point where we are using chemicals and products that are not disrupting our hormones. But how will we know whether our cleaning products are potentially causing us harm? That's where reading the labels comes into it. So before you start throwing everything that you have in your house out thinking that it's causing you harm, get to know the products that you already have in your house. And who knows, maybe some of the chemicals or the products that you have in your home are actually not harmful for you and you can continue to use them. But the only way to educate yourself and to become aware of these potential harmful chemicals is by reading the labels of your products. And so there's a few ways that you can do this. Obviously, you can just look at the ingredients list, and if you know all of the products that are listed in the ingredients label, then you can make a decision based on your knowledge of what's actually contained in that product. But a lot of products contain chemicals or components that we can't even pronounce. And so it may be a little bit challenging to determine whether those chemicals are harmful or harmless. And so there are a few things that you can do to try and streamline the process and make it easier. So one method is by downloading the Think Dirty app. Now this is an Australian app, I believe, and essentially what you can do here is you can scan the barcodes of your products, and Think Dirty will throw up the components of that particular product and give it a rating score telling you whether it's dirty or clean. In other words, whether it contains harmful products or whether it is safe for you to use. And the thing here is that it's nice and easy. It's something that you can quickly implement. If you go out shopping, you can just grab your phone and scan different items to determine whether or not those items are safe. Being an Australian app, it is limited because not all of the products that are available in your country will necessarily be listed on the Think Dirty app. So there may be a few restrictions with regards to what you can actually find on the app. It can be a little bit frustrating if you're scanning 10 items and only one of them is on the Think Dirty app. They base their results on their database. So whatever has been entered on their database is the information that they have. So if you scan an item that is not on their database, you won't be able to get the information about that product. However, it will give you some important clues with regards to what to look out for in other products. So a classic example is perfume. If you pick up a product and it's in the label, it's listed that it contains perfume, don't buy that product. Perfume is one of the chemicals or components in products that is classified as an endocrine disrupting chemical because it's an umbrella term that is often used to label a group of different fragrances and chemicals. So fragrances can be very disrupting to our hormones, and ultimately if you have a product that either says on the label that it contains perfume or parfum or fragrance, then chances are that that product is not good for you. Now, there are some brands that do have natural fragrances, and so getting to know what each brand means by the word fragrance can be a little bit difficult, because like I said, the term fragrance or perfume is usually an umbrella term that is used for a number of different chemical components. Even if you scan one item and you find information on that item, you can learn a lot about the different chemicals and ingredients that are contained in that product, and that will help you to inform future purchasing decisions. Another way to better understand what chemicals are inside your products is by going to the Environmental Working Group's Skin Deep website. And I love using this to better understand what is inside my products. So what this is, it's a manual way of doing what Think Dirty does. So instead of scanning the barcode on the EWG's Skin Deep website, you can enter individual ingredients and search them to find out more about what that particular ingredient could be doing to your body. And so I will link the website for you in the description below. But this is a great thing to do for the products that you already have in your home. So what you could do is perhaps take a cleaning product or a personal care product, read the label and type in the individual ingredients contained in that product to start learning more about how that product could potentially be harming you, or whether that product is potentially safe to use. And that information will inform whether you continue to use those products or whether you seek out an alternative. So learning to read the ingredients labels is a skill that does take time and patience, but ultimately once you get the hang of it and once you know what to look out for, it's going to make your life a lot easier when it comes to whether you decide to purchase certain products or not. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments, questions, and suggestions for future episodes in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and watch the next video on your screen, because that's the one YouTube thinks you should watch next.